And hello fellow tankers, Space Bandit here with another episode of World of Tanks, and today we are in a tier 10 German medium tank E50M. We are on map Westfield. We have the good spawn. Yes guys, we have the northeast spawn on this map, and today I'm going to show you a very overpowered position. You might have seen this position on many videos. There's many YouTubers that have shown this position, from Turkey Tank to Clone Guy. But ultimately this position is an awesome farming position. It doesn't necessarily win you the game every time, but if you're going for damage, this position will definitely work for you. Now, the only time that this position will work for you is if there is no opposition lights or mediums scouting the middle or center of the map. Because if there is someone scouting here, it's awfully difficult to get your damage, and you're basically gonna have to turn around, scoot down the hill and step and repeat, right? But in this situation, in this game, and that's exactly what happened, if no one is challenging the middle of the map, and you know, opposition team will give us freedom to operate in this area, it's easy peasy. As you can see, I'm a little bit worried that this light tank is gonna come to this direction and YOLO us here and spot us at the same time, but I noticed that he's basically committing a suicide, so let him do it and we're gonna push forward. Now normally you're gonna have a lot of enemy tanks pushing up the K line, and if they are pushing up the K line, then you have pretty much freebies, free shots into their sights from this position here. What you have to do is you have to use the bushes that are in the middle. You've seen me doing that, but now our friendly is pushing forward and spotted this E5, so we're gonna try to put some shells into this guy. So I'm spotted here, but because I have a friendly with me, I think the E5 is paying attention to my friendly instead of me. At the same time, I'm going to be firing and putting myself behind the bush, and that should pretty much help me go unspotted in a split second, and just like here, and I'm able to put shells into him without being spotted at this point in time. So we're going to put one more shell into him, we light him on fire, and he's gone. As you can see, enemy forces didn't send much at all into this side of the map, and in my videos I've been talking about this quite diligently. If you are not paying attention to the other side of the map, especially if it's a big map like this, you are exposing yourself to get flanked, and you're gonna pretty much lose the game. So even though on this map position or quadrant C3 to A1 is very, very important, actually if you win that quadrant, for the most part you should be able to win the game. But if you play it properly on the other side of the map, you can pull out a win. And that's exactly what happens here, because right now, as you can see, I'm gonna come up into this position here, and this is gonna let me have side shots into these guys that are fighting on top of the hill. So that's exactly what we're gonna do. We're gonna put a shell into the Super Conqueror, and we're gonna drop. We're still looking for a shot over here. Tunnel vision a little bit here, because I think there is a tank at E1, and that's a Leopard that just fired. Well, he just got spotted there, but I did manage to see the IS-7 there, but I was looking for shots. I didn't care if I get hit at this point in time over here. Anyway, we put a shell into this Leopard. We're gonna try to put another shell into him. See if we can do that. Yes, there we put another shell into him. And this Leopard there, and the light tank on the enemy team committed suicide, and the Leopard was playing behind his friendlies. I do not understand why he was doing that. I mean, it would have been better for him to just come in the center, spot what's going on this side of the map, and then drop back and support his friendlies, right? That would be the ultimate thing that he could do best. Anyway, we loaded heat over here because of the IS-7 armor, which is awfully strong. Anyway, we have shots left and right, as you can see, so we're gonna focus the Super Conqueror right here. And I don't know how this IS-7 finds a shot into us. That's really unlikely. I mean, my turret was poking out just slightly and he finds that shell into me. But it doesn't matter. We're going to continue working this position, and we're going to try to drain them. Now, the opposition team won the other side of the map. They won the C1, C3 quadrant. And this is another mistake that they've made that let us pretty much have a good game here. Because what they should have done, instead of pushing towards our base, they should have been pushing towards the middle where we're sitting right here, and use the buildings in the middle to try to spot us. That's first thing. Concentrate fire on the spotters, which is myself and this FV4202. And another thing is maybe send one of the medium tanks to spot the other side of the map, right? Because if they did, then yeah, that game would have been lost. Definitely we would have lost this game. Anyway, at this point I realized that, you know, our base is in trouble. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna turn around here and go and defend the base. And as you can see, our FV4202 knows what he's doing as well, because he's basically playing off of me at this point in time. So we're both kind of cruising around the same area, and we're putting shells into the opposition together. So this is a valid, I would say, viable platoon play as well, to bring both of the guys here, because there's a lot of spots that could happen and you can fire your gun pretty much all the time. But anyway, like you can see, I have farm ground right here. These guys are pushing our base. Like, that's not really necessary. They're going after our arty. They basically, the opposing team would have won this game, but they threw it. And that became basically a farming ground for me right here. So as I mentioned to you guys earlier, this game is more of a, you know, farming. How do you farm on Westfield? Because, like I said, doing what I did here in this game doesn't necessarily guarantee you the win. Actually, for the most part, it will not let you win the game, especially if your team doesn't push fast on this side of the map and the other side is lost. So yeah, this game would have been a lot higher damage, but the unfortunate thing was that the opposition team concentrated all of their forces. They all went to the north. If more of the Reds went to the south, actually went on a K line, if there was like 2 or 3 tanks, my numbers would have been around 7k range easily from this game. So as you notice, this strategy here works for farming, not necessarily winning the game, but in this situation I wanted to see if I can do this, because first of all, there was only one arty in the game, and I noticed that our medium tank was coming the same direction, so I decided to do it and see what can be done. And we managed to have a really good game, but it was all because the opposition allowed us to do so. So it's a victory. Let's take a look at the endgame stats and see how we did now. So we managed to make, what, 74k credits, pretty nice in E50M. We managed to put up 5.5k damage with 1200 assisted, which brings the total to about 6.7k combined. Not too shabby. Like I said, if there was more tanks going via K-line, we would have been able to farm a lot more than we did here. Anyway, maybe I will show another Westfield video following this video within the next 2 days. It's not as good of a game though, but it shows how to play this position from the opposite side of the map, from the other spawn. So I have that game in an M60. I think I have it somewhere on my hard drive. It's one of the older games, but I will try to show it to you guys to see how to play this when the opposition is actually challenging the middle of the map. Anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Go check out CloneGuy72 and Garadingi's channel. Links to their channels in the description section below. That's it for today. Until next time, happy tanking, Space Bandit, checking out.